Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. Get ready to hit M for merge. That's all right. You're all right. All right, now go ahead and hit M for merge. Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay. And I need to readjust the camera, but that's all right. I'll take care of that here in just a second. I'll do that right now. Go. Still needs a little bit of work, but hey, you know,
close enough.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
Jeff with a G.
And we're glad to have everybody on board with us today. How are you sounding over there, Jay?
Sounding pretty good, I think.
All right.
How about you guys? Can you
Yeah.
hear me well?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me, too.
Sounds good.
Does it sound good? Everybody sound good?
We
All
sound
right.
Good sounding.
You sound good. I sound good.
I'm glad we all sound good.
Looking good.
So,
Well, thank you for that. I'm looking good.
you know, hey, what can you do?
What can
help,
you do?
Can't help yourself.
Look
Today's
at yourself
topic,
in the mirror.
duct tape fixes a lot.
Case in point.
Yeah, see, that's why I came up with that title today, because I saw, well, that's actually, it looks like packing tape. Or is that duct tape? Is that brown duct tape?
It's a type of.
There's a certain tape that's really.
This is duct tape, I think.
It is duct tape. It's brown duct tape.
Or
What?
golden.
There's a ape-looking tape out there too, right?
You talking about Gorilla
Oh, I
glue
was.
tape?
So we can't.
I think it's basically, it's just.
I think he's trying not to use a brand name.
Oops.
See, I'm being careful.
Well, that reminds me of a funny joke.
Go.
Oh, here it comes.
Why
dad joke?
did the ape sign up for the dating website?
Don't know.
So he could find the gorilla his dreams.
Oh, gorilla of his dreams.
Ha ha ha. Wah, 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 wah.
We got him laughing in the background of it. That's Troy Johansson
Troy.
laughing in the
You
background.
okay, Troy?
That was
Duct tape
good.
won't
That was
fix
good,
that.
Troy.
Duct tape won't fix that joke. That's right.
No.
Uh,
It fixes a lot of things, but
You know what?
not
I
that.
can do? I can put it on
Hey,
your mouth. That'll fix it.
Your wife
Yeah,
is
yeah.
watching.
Ow.
It fixes. It
Ouch.
fixes.
Hey, you came prepared this morning.
Fixes loud
Your
children.
wifey's watching.
My wife is watching. Wow.
Peggy,
Coolio. Hey, Peg.
welcome to the party.
Peggy Lee with a P.
Yes, she's on my watch. She's at my watch party. I'm special.
Aren't we all? We're all those special. Hey,
We're all
picture of Tanner
special
with
in
his
our
new
own
guitar.
way.
Nice. That's a beautiful guitar.
So
there,
you
Tanner.
fixed your cup there.
Not the way you would. But
Does that
you're a
actually have-
handyman, but
Okay, so does that actually have liquid coffee in it, or
This has cream.
Oh, crema.
Half and half, yes.
It does.
crema?
Yes.
That's
Which
Crema.
you offered this morning to me, and I should have taken it.
why is that? What's
I
wrong?
broke my cup.
You broke your cup.
Bathroom floor, man. Tile. Duct tape won't fix that either.
Oh no, this particular cup.
That cup is not broken.
Oh, okay. It's
What's
not
not
chipped
broken?
either.
Oh no, I found one underneath a table, underneath that table out there in the foyer.
So there's another there. So you found.
So
the
now
fourth
there's
cup?
there's all four. We got
So-
all four of them now.
So where is it?
1, 2. I don't. What'd you do with the one that you just washed?
The one I just washed broke on the bathroom floor.
To reiterate.
To reiterate,
Uh-oh.
just now did that.
Just saying.
Well, it's clean. Right?
Now I've got this.
Now the floor is clean.
But you found the fourth one that was missing.
you
is
need
now
this
just
cup here?
the third one.
I can.
No, where's the third one? You said you just found
It's
one. right?
probably over here somewhere.
It's over there somewhere.
It's over here somewhere.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Wherever
Over
it
there
is.
somewhere.
I'm
That's-
gonna duct tape it
Wherever it
before
is,
breaks. 'cause
That's
I
where
think
it'll be
that
when we
will
find
work.
it. You know, I paid a whole lot of money for that.
This
$1.
is called
Paid
organized
$1 for
chaos.
that mug.
Chaos.
What?
Organized chaos.
Well, you know,
in the conversation area.
It happens to the best of us.
It does, but that's okay. We're allowed to have one of those days.
You know, I have
I had one of those days.
I have microwaved a plate before, and it just goes.
Yes, I have a hat on. I'm sorry.
Who's talking about the hat? What's wrong with the hat?
Philip Schultz.
Hi, Steve.
Is that a surprise, really?
Steve.
Could you have guessed?
Calm down,
Our
buddy.
troll. He's our troll.
He is our
Resident troll.
Are you
Calm
saying
down,
he's short?
Steve.
Because that's.
Why doesn't you like your hat?
He just said I have one on. He just made note of it. Probably because all you could see was my hat instead of me.
Yeah.
Well,
People come in my store to try to buy cigarettes and alcohol, and they hand me their ID, and they're like this the whole time. And I'm like, are you old enough for that? And they're like, yeah. And they look up, and they're like 40 or 50 years old. And I'm like,
Peggy's
yeah, I
telling
just
on
needed to see you because your hat doesn't look 30 or over.
right. You have to have them look at you.
Peggy
So
just-
be sure and like and share these videos for us, please. That really helps us out quite a bit.
it does.
If you hey, that rhyme. That was in stereo.
We're in sync.
That's right.
No, actually, that group was in the 90s and the early 2000s.
They got
Well-
nothing on us. We were here way before that.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Were you?
Peggy said, "Don't give Jeff duct tape."
There's nothing wrong. I used to watch the Red Green Show all the time, and they're all about duct
That's
tape.
an interesting show.
I love that show. That show is hilarious.
Isn't that Canadian?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so used to using.
He was just
A.
making mention because you never wear hats.
Oh, there we go.
See?
Yes,
Hey,
I
there's
do
always
that.
one. I did it. You did it. Now go for it. You haven't done it yet.
No.
Nice. Okay, so what's your what? Okay,
Or nuts.
my question is to you guys, the
Yeah.
viewers. All right, what is the weirdest thing you've ever used duct tape for, and make sure that it's appropriate for our show. So, what is the weirdest thing you've used duct tape to fix?
Gosh, I use it
Good
for
morning,
everything,
Wanda.
so it's hard to.
I don't
boy,
use it very often.
I think I used it.
You don't use duct tape very often.
That's
I
because
have.
you're
You can't look
you're a
at your face.
handyman. You got skills.
Yeah, he's a carpentry.
My dad was a civil engineer. He designed nuclear power plants. But when at home, it was like if it don't fit, get a bigger wrench, or a bigger hammer, and if that all else fails, get the duct tape.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right
yeah.
after
You
the bigger
designed
hammer.
what?
Nuclear power plants, coal plants, bridges.
But then at home, hey, if nothing works,
Civil
use duct
engineer, huh?
tape.
It's like on that movie The Rundown. Whenever he's flying in that plane and he looks out and there's duct tape on part of the wing. It's like, is that duct tape?
He also did
Ah,
the
you
laundry.
ain't got thought to be worrying about.
My bad. He did the laundry, and everything was the same color after the second wash. I do
That
laundry.
sounds like a bachelor.
He inspired me. I do the same thing.
Black
know-
and gray. Everything's black and
Yeah,
gray.
you know.
Or pink.
Or pink, yeah.
And I did in my younger days, college days, pink underwear. It just turned out that way.
Lawnmower
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Steve Schultz says lawnmower seat.
Yeah, that's a duct taper.
That is
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
a duct taper. Gloves,
Mufflers,
Boots.
mufflers.
mufflers, boots.
You can take duct tape over a little tiny hole. If it gets bigger than a boulder, then obviously it's
Well, I mean, if it gets bigger than a boulder, Steve,
it-
your muffler is no longer there.
right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So duct tape's not going to fix that. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
We got Troy in the background here moving tables and such. Oh, they can't see you. They can't see you. You're all right. You're all right. You ain't got a duck. You're okay.
You're good.
You know we're kind of nonchalant here sometimes.
Dude,
You're
all
okay,
right.
Troy. Keep
You're okay,
going.
Troy. You
Troy.
keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing
Just
what
remember,
you're doing.
number one, don't panic.
It's pick on Troy morning.
Somebody called them chin diapers.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday.
That's
Duct tape can fix a mask.
duct tape. Well, you can use a duct tape as a mask
Yeah.
You can.
if you don't want your facial hair.
I was going to say something totally inappropriate and not.
To hold hands together.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
that works.
You were gonna. What were you just like? What? You know what? I don't even want to know. But you were.
Do
Gonna
you
say.
want me to know? Do you
no,
want me to say?
No, I don't. No,
Okay.
I don't.
This is not that kind of show.
This is not that kind of show. So yeah, today we're talking about duct tape, how it fixes a lot of stuff. What is the weirdest thing you've used duct tape to fix? That's I've used duct tape to fix my boots on numerous occasions.
Yeah, I
Like
was going to
when
say that for sure. Boots.
Boots, gloves. You can use duct tape as Band-Aids.
Oh, definitely.
Now-
I always,
Yes, but
I always do
that's
that.
not the
Electrical
best
tape.
thing, but-
Electrical tape works better because it's more moldy. It molds to the whatever napkin or whatever you have around your finger. But have you ever used electrical tape too, like as a Band-Aid?
I've used it, whatever tape was handy.
The black tape, the electrical tape does work in some instances, just depending on what the situation is. But for cuts and stuff, like you said,
Why do they call it duct? It's D-U-C-T.
There's duct, D-U-C-K tape, right? And then there's duct tape. So the duct
yeah,
tape
yeah.
is the aluminum foil tape,
Oh,
which can be used on things like mufflers and heat guns, but it won't
right.
last long on a
well,
muffler.
duct
But
like
No,
as
it
in
won't.
quack quack.
That is the-
No, that's still duct tape.
No,
Duct.
it is not.
Yeah,
No.
what?
yeah,
Oh.
it is. Seriously,
What?
It,
you look at it. It's spelled D-U-C-T on the tape itself, on the little wrapping that the tape comes in. Duct.
Yeah, it is.
Duct tape.
They do say DUCT.
Yeah, yeah. Now duct tape. It's all D-U-C-T. Duct.
I think the
Tape.
T. Well, the
The
T
silver-
is silent.
Yeah, the silver stuff is
with
still.
the mesh inside of it.
Yeah, that's still.
You mean faded silver?
That's-
right?
that's
it's
still-
like
It's
a
a
gray,
faded,
gray.
like
out.
Yeah,
I call it
grayish.
navy
That's still
gray.
duct.
The silver
tape.
stuff, the shiny silver stuff, is duct tape.
Yeah, and so
The-
is the gray stuff. It's called duct tape also.
Is it?
I
Yes,
think so.
Yes, it
it's
is.
all. Yeah.
I wouldn't use it on a duct.
Now,
No, I wouldn't either. You pull a lot of feathers.
now
off
you're
it.
talking about the stuff with the cross-threaded strings in it.
Yeah.
That's duct tape as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's all duct tape. Although, I mean, you look at it. Now there might be a brand of tape that is duct tape that they name it duct tape.
That is.
That's
yes,
probably
that is the case.
a brand, like one brand. Like,
Right.
But the type of tape it is. It's
So
called
duct
duct.
tape
I've
is the
always
famous
heard
one
so
that
many
everybody
years.
talks
I
about.
grew up with words.
That's duct
That's good for everything.
Duct tape.
Tape.
Well, it's
not
pronounced
really
the same
duct.
either way. Now you're just being difficult.
Now he's being it's that kind of a day.
I feel like we're going hardcore hillbilly today.
All right. Well,
A segment on duct tape. That's
He
that's
was going
hillbilly.
from
Are we going to talk about making
he's going
purses?
from curious to serious, and now he's just causing problems.
Duct tape. Oops.
D-U-C-K?
My brother.
What is it?
D-U-C-K. Ouch.
And it
Oh.
is not something
It
you
is a
would want
brand.
to put on an actual duct.
Uh,
You would not want to use that on an actual duct.
Oh,
These
yeah,
are
you
very
could.
serious.
What about an air
knew
duct?
You don't want to do that.
Air
Where'd
duct.
you find it? Okay, there you go.
And by the way, air
Yeah, that's not really very good for
it only
high
lasts for
heat.
long. But water pipes underneath of a trailer does not. No, you don't use duct tape for that.
It won't work.
I could reinforce my Band-Aid
Yeah,
with
I
this.
know it.
You
I
could.
found
that
out.
would be very.
Then
We
Duct-
had
it
a
cuts
water
off
leak,
circulation.
like a month later, we had a water leak again in the same spot due to duct.
okay. So, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Duct tape is a noun that has also come into use as a verb. Related words: duct tapes, duct tape, and duct taping.
Welcome to the
Duck
party,
quack
Linda.
quack duct tape is a name brand of duct tape.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
The company history states that this tape was originally manufactured as a waterproof tape for the American military in World War II.
duct tape was.
Now, Linda said she
No, the
uses
duck brand, duck
Oh.
brand tape,
she
that
uses
stuff.
duct tape. I think she meant duct tape. As weather stripping around my storm door.
Duct tape was first
Oh.
invented by a female factory worker during World War II. It was originally called duck, as in quack quack tape, because it was made out of cotton duck fabric, and it repelled water like a duck's back.
Okay. Aha.
We're learning all
So
kinds
it's
of
good
stuff today.
for repairing something like
education
a torn
does
tent
work
or
once in
something
a while.
the field.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't want to use that on a high heat. Not that.
No,
kind.
no, not a high heat.
Like
no, no.
like on an actual duct, you wouldn't want to use that. It'll curl up and dry out.
On a well, it depends on what kind of duct.
You want to use foil duct tape.
Yeah, which I mean, you use that for insulation also.
Right.
Yeah.
Like whenever I insulated pipe and duct work,
There's a difference
we
between.
used the silver foil tape that it was super sticky,
Yeah.
but it also had the threads, the cross threading going through it. And you would put it on there, and then you'd have this plastic spatula. You had to smooth it out, and you couldn't even tell where the tape started. And
Yeah, that's good
ended.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also
the
used
actual
duct
duct
tape.
And it would
on-
take the hair off your arms.
I'm sure you guys might know this. I've used duct tape to tape down wires from speakers.
Uncle Ray, good morning. He said he uses
And
Gorilla
it
tape.
does work too, but
Gorilla.
don't try to ever put duct tape on carpet, shag carpet, because
It doesn't work.
it does not
doesn't.
work.
And
got-
when you take it off, all the dirt wants to stick there.
Yeah, and
It
then
also,
you can't.
you also can use it.
It's good for removing lint.
It is good for
Yes,
removing
it
lint. We
is.
got
Way to go,
Yes.
Troy.
Thank
Troy
you for
Johansson.
modeling.
we-
Thank
you
for
guys can't
modeling.
You guys
We
can't
have-
see the dance that Troy's doing in the background there.
We
The
need
Invisible Man.
We need that second studio
Camera,
thing.
so we can. Yeah, absolutely.
It does work.
That is coming soon.
Yes. it
Oh,
is.
and there's Mr. Dennis.
Already made the first payment on it.
Hey, is Jim here yet? Not yet. Oh man.
Man, we really got a party in the house.
So, guys, we need to pray for Barney.
Yes.
His sister passed away last night, 3 o'clock in the
Oh
morning.
no! I did listen to you guys talking about Barney and talking about being with a friend and talking to him and everything. But for that to happen to poor old Barney, man.
So yeah, he came up and saw me at work last night, and she was still in the hospital, and then they said there was nothing they could do for her. And he called me about 4 o'clock this morning and said she passed away at 3.
Oh man.
So be sure and keep him in your prayers, and his mom, who has dementia, and his brother-in-law, which was his sister's husband, obviously, has dementia as well.
Oh man.
So they're it's going to be a rough time
Yeah.
for him, and we'll ask that God put His comforting hand upon him and the
Sure.
rest of the family. So
Comfort him, Lord.
yeah.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. So pray for him. Barney Hammers, pray for him. He seemed okay last night whenever I was talking to
but
him.
the shock isn't gonna
Yeah.
wear off.
Well, we'll be praying.
We don't know. Everybody mourns in their own way, and he will mourn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you've
yeah.
got to. That's why there's a
And
period set aside
it,
for mourning.
He may not. I mean, he may express it in public. He may not.
So,
It just depends.
sorry, I was just checking my email here.
Um,
I feel horrible for him because I mean, you know,
And she was suffering a lot.
she
too,
was suffering a lot.
for a long time.
You know, she had some sort of rare disorder where she, her lungs were like crystallizing.
ooh.
So
He was
but
one
then
of her caretakers.
He was one of her caretakers
Over the
and
last
or caregivers, however you want to
couple
call
years.
it. And you know, she had a blood clot in her lung, and they couldn't do anything about it.
Ooh, man.
So-
And of course, when you get a blood clot in certain areas like that, and a lot of times there's nothing you can do.
Said there's nothing they could do for her. So
How long did she live after they discovered that?
not very long.
You mean the blood clot?
Yeah.
It was within a day.
Yeah.
One evening.
So she was feeling.
Yeah, like yesterday morning.
She suddenly died one evening,
Like-
basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday, like either late morning, early afternoon, the ambulance was called, and they put her, they admitted her on the 7th floor, and apparently, they had put her in they had induced a coma, because she was struggling.
Panicking, just
Yes.
suffocating.
Nobody. I mean, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. And then he told me he came and saw me last night before she had passed away, and talked to me a little bit and called me around 4. So, Barney, if you're watching, we're going to be praying for you and praying for your family, for your
Yes,
mom, your brother-in-law, and his sister-in-law, which would be his brother-in-law's sister. Is there as well. So, it's lost. This life is way shorter than we realize.
Oh yeah.
Duct tape doesn't fix that.
No, sir.
It fixes leaky stuff from time to time, or
It
patches
works for a
stuff.
little bit.
But, tables. We got duct tape at the end of the
Thank
table
you,
there.
Troy.
But just know if you're watching, Barney, we love you very much.
Yes, Barney.
There's so many people that need prayer right now. Everybody needs prayer.
And I'm going
You
to
need
ask
prayer.
for him to be my friend because he shows up on my friends list, to be friends and stuff. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
why
I'm
does that
surprised
name
he hasn't
sound
found
familiar?
you yet.
Stop laughing. I see him all the time, but I'm on Facebook.
Ah.
So yes, Barney, I'll be looking for me.
He's probably asleep now. But he might,
Well,
he
he can
might
watch a relay or
Yeah,
replay. Relay. So
relay
it's where-
plater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I wasn't trying to bring everybody down, but
You
that's
did.
something that's
No,
really in my heart.
Yeah.
Because Barney is an amazing person, and his sister was a
Great drummer.
a wonderful woman too, and he is a very great drummer.
Oh yeah.
The best I know. He's the best drummer I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know a lot. I know
Where
a
does
lot
he
of people.
play? Where does he play?
He plays at Northwest Baptist.
Oh, is that your church?
Yeah. He also played with
He
the Good
does.
News. Plays with the Good News Band, which consists of him
What
and I right
band
now.
is that?
Like our opening song.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
him playing drums to that. opening song.
Oh,
Jenna would have my head, but Jenna, if you're watching, not yet, but I'm sure you'll watch replay later. I am kidding. So, because she
Like
just
this is-
loves the CD.
It's him playing drums there.
yeah.
It's not him playing guitar.
Is that your song?
Yeah.
You wrote that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sang it too. Sounds
Nice.
different, doesn't it?
So did Jeremy. So did Jeffrey. That's a big
Trying to-
joke around here now.
I'm trying to find.
What do you call that? Rockabilly, or what do you call that style of music?
Classic rock style Christian.
Classic rock. Okay. Classic Christian rock.
Southern rock.
Southern rock Christian music.
Good morning, Craig Hubbard.
All right. so-
Linda Fleetwood said, it'll remove moles on your skin. Really, it works.
The music? Wow. That
You
hurts.
use it on moles to take off your... Okay, big ouch
Sorry,
there.
I know this is kind of hectic. Here we go. This is my favorite part of the song. This is it was fun.
Wow.
That is my favorite part.
That is awesome. Way to go, Barney.
All right, and he'll still say, "Man, I heard some mistakes I made in there," and I'm like, "I didn't hear any
What
mistakes
mistakes?
whatsoever."
That's what you get live too.
Yeah, that sounds.
Who's the bassist?
That is Pastor Sam Nobles. He was our pastor at the time when we went to Robertson Prairie Baptist, and he filled in with us for us whenever we needed a bass player or a lead guitarist or whatever we needed, mandolin, rhythm guitar. The guy could play everything.
Writing.
Writing. He helped write that song actually. So he had been. It had been. We were practicing for like 2 months for this to go into the studio because we wanted to get in there. We had somebody donated 3 hours of record time for us, and so we wanted to get in there, get as many done as we could.
Wow.
And he didn't practice with us for like 2 months. And he just goes in, sits down, plays that bass just like that. And you should hear all the songs. I mean, it's like, man, he could play anything.
Yeah. Jana just joined us, so...
Jana Hale, welcome to the party.
Yeah, so Jana, I'll talk to you later. But anyway, we were just talking about the drummer for the Good News Band. You
Yeah.
know, the CD that you have, and so just be praying for Barney's sister's husband, right? Barney's
Just
sister-
Barney. Barney.
Yeah, Barney's
Barney
sister passed
and his
away
family.
early this morning.
And his
So,
mom, who
Jana,
doesn't
just
really know
remember
yet.
Barney in your prayers.
Yeah. Barney can kind of be a type of functional duct tape for the family. That's like
Yeah,
they're you know,
he is.
sister has
He
dementia.
definitely
his
needs some
mother
duct
has
tape for him.
Dementia.
He was that way for the band too. He's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit insecure about the situation he's in is really, really difficult, and he has a lot of people that need care in his life, and he needs care himself. But he was that way for the band too.
So you can use duct tape as a comfort just by using the word duct tape, being that surrounding the whole family and duct taping the family together.
Well,
And,
we had an issue one time where it seemed like
many times.
Yeah,
really.
it seemed like where everything was going wrong,
Yeah,
and like he went to we were unloading after, or we were loading stuff up after we played actually Northwest Baptist
Yep.
before we were
and it was
employed
a struggle.
there.
The whole show was.
It was a struggle the whole show. We got out there and somebody went to open up his tailgate and the handle broke off.
Then one of the tie downs broke.
Then one of the tie downs broke, and we're all we feel that frustration building.
Man.
And the Barney just simply goes, "Get out of here, devil. We don't want you around here."
Yep.
And he said it.
Wow.
And he said it, and he just said, "We don't want you here." And immediately the tension just dissipated.
Wow.
So he said it in the faith that Jesus was going to get him out of there, and he did. So, and he's done that on more than one occasion.
Yeah, he's a good friend. He's there when you need him, and,
Yeah.
and he's strong when you're weak.
He would literally give you the shirt off his back. Now,
And
he does that
and the
because
Lord
he
is his
loves
guide.
God with all his heart,
Yeah.
and he serves God. And that is what is so amazing.
Who do you guys think of as your kind of a personal duct taper for you helping you with your issues?
Mine is Matt.
And mine is Jay.
Nice. Well, and they got great proximity, so that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
blessing.
And then Barney.
You could be
Barney
also,
is
you could also
definitely.
be a thorn in the side, but
My
the
number
duct tape
one
works.
is Rachel.
That's nice.
Your
and then-
wife is your number one?
My wife is my number one duct taper, but I would have to say Matt and Jay come in second for that.
Well,
Peggy
thank you.
and Jeff, Troy and Belinda. You know, right there, the top, like in the top 5.
Wow.
Billy and Donna. Yep. So that's my top. If
What
I
about
was
you?
gonna have a top 5, that's what.
Well, definitely my wife, Peg.
My dad is definitely one of my. He's pretty high. He's like number one. My dad is, and I think he is for you too. Really, Jay.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Yeah, because there's people you go to, and that doesn't change over time.
yeah.
You know?
But that does not mean that after I said the top 5, but that does not mean that the rest of you guys that, and you know who you are not part of my duct tape or, roll the roll of duct tape. But in the top 5, that's who I would want.
You know the written word of God has to be our duct tape.
Yeah.
Actually,
That has
he
to
should
be
be our
really-
number. That should be our number 1.
God is the number one duct tape
Or
Yep.
a rock. He's our rock.
because you know what. But the thing is it's a duct tape that blends in with you. So when he fixes you, he makes it like
Deep.
Oh,
like you like
I'd probably be a mummy if it
Takes
wasn't
root.
for God.
you are a mummy.
I'm not a. Well, I should be a daddy, not a mummy.
Wah, 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 wah. Oh, that's what I was doing. I'm trying to.
I didn't
Troy,
go
you're
down.
rubbing off on me.
I bailed out on it at a younger age than Jay, but I might have ended up in jail without the Lord.
Yeah,
Lord is
I
my
know,
dog.
huh?
But
Yeah.
I gave my heart to the Lord at a younger age, so I didn't. It saved me from a few ditches that I might have fallen into.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Well,
Coming to
think
the
about
Lord.
all the ditches
Put me
there.
out of
No.
the nonsense.
In a serious sense, that God has been my duct tape so many times, and whether it be physically, emotionally, he's been right there the whole time, and that's why I say he's used me so much and duct taped me so much. That's why I said I could. I'm definitely wrapped up in duct tape.
What is it about somebody that makes them? What part of a person's character becomes a duct tape for you?
Oh,
Morning, Johnny Rooster.
Oof.
I mean, that's interesting, isn't it?
That's a pretty heavy question.
Yeah.
Well, I just started a watch party, and the question I put on there was who or what is your duct tape? So,
yeah.
what do you do?
I think in a way, like, so you're my duct tape. I think in a way, like, duct tape is something that you put there where something's missing. So you have things that I don't have in your character that help me, that I wouldn't go to on my own.
Right.
So I think sometimes when a person obsesses in their own mind, in their own way, and has those patterns and pathological, go-to ways of thinking,
Strengths and weaknesses.
something about a person being a duct tape is that they have something that's out of your character that helps fix it,
Right.
something other than yourself.
Yeah.
Your sense of humor.
Yeah.
Helping a person
and faith.
with their strengths
And
and
your faith
or
and your
weaknesses.
wisdom. Yeah. What?
Helping that person with their weaknesses wherever they need that help. You're helping them build that strength, and there's a lot of strength in duct tape. So that's where the strength and the weakness work together. I mean, strength in the duct tape, because it holds together. It's supposed to hold together. So that I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something you put there that wasn't there. So duct tape, wherever you would use duct tape, obviously whatever's there isn't cutting it, and it needs something added.
We sure will, Jana.
Yeah, my wife is my encourager. So, and my mom was like that too.
So your wife is your duct tape.
Yeah, and my mom was as a kid. And
We need to remember Jana. She just told me, she said we need to pray for her and the family. They're going through a real hard time right now.
We will pray for you. I think church is a big duct tape for people too.
Thank you, Steve.
For me, anyways, everybody up here is duct tape as well. And I think that we all, you ever notice that duct tape, whenever you stick it to itself, sticks even harder?
Yeah, it does.
So
You just proved it.
he's like, really?
Yeah, he
That's
just proved
done.
it.
He's just
It
exploring.
looks
all
like
the
glue
issues.
splitting apart.
we're going to look over there, and he's going to have, like, tape everywhere. I got a problem.
I look at him like he should be like sitting in the middle, just doing his stuff, and be like,
Yeah.
you can comment on it. Out there.
All of a sudden, he just became the center of attention with duct tape.
Yeah, he's going to be like,
If you only saw the look on his face while he's trying.
help me. He's going to say.
See, and I thought I was the only one wrapped
Sorry.
up like a mummy. And,
You know-
We got somebody out there.
yeah, it's the host for the next show.
When I was in third grade, my teacher duct taped my mouth shut.
No.
And she got in trouble.
Was
I bet
was
she
that public
did.
school? Public school?
Yeah, it sure was.
Oh man,
Catholic school would be okay. Back
My
in the
mom,
day.
my mom and stepdad were so mad because I had an allergic reaction to the glue on the tape.
Yeah.
Now, in her defense,
Go.
I think it was probably my idea, and I thought it was funny at the time.
What?
at the time.
You told her to do it?
Did you?
She said, "I'm going to put duct tape on your mouth."
and
I
you
was like,
went,
"Go
"Do-"
ahead.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
why would she say that?
And she really did.
I don't know, Jay. I have no idea
Some
why.
perfect child
I
sitting
am the perfect
silently,
child. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's
now,
just
why
paying
would they do such a
attention,
thing to Matt?
doing their work.
yes, just vigilantly paying attention to every word that she was saying,
And she duct taped you.
relentlessly filling
horrible.
out every scrap of paper that I was supposed to for my assignments.
Yes. How did
I
you
don't
get-
think anybody believed me when I just said that.
I would, you're not
Love
that
believes
bad of a
all
boy where you
things.
need duct
Right.
tape.
So
man.
I believe that you feel like it was necessary to say it.
Yeah.
It
I
was- it was
believe
you-
that you believe.
and I believe that you really said what you believe.
Yeah.
So there was a measure of belligerence.
I think that was the same day that I was chopping up chalk and snorting it. So, you know.
It might have been.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know.
cool, dude.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Were
I
you
didn't know. I
in
thought it was
class?
funny.
I've never heard of anybody snorting
Wait,
chalk
were you-
dust.
Were you seriously like chopping up chalk to snort to get high?
No,
Oh.
I just thought it was funny.
He's mimicking something.
I was probably mimicking something.
I never
Yes,
did
that's
drugs,
what I
so
thought
I
you were.
That I had
say
seen.
something.
Take a straw and
Heck.
No, we used to snort pixie sticks too. Those burned pretty badly.
Oh man,
But
I've never heard
we?
that before either. Wow, I'm learning a lot
uh,
today.
you know,
I'm being educated.
I don't really remember who we is. I know me.
Okay.
I think I tried to get people involved, and I think you
So
know
you during
the
class
teacher
Kool-Aid Pat.
had
decided
the
to
whole
read.
class watching you snort.
I was in the
pixie
back
sticks
of the class. I
when they
had
were supposed to be in
ADHD
there.
so bad that the teacher, I'd come in, the teacher would have a cup of coffee and a spoonful of peanut butter because those were believed to be holistic ways to calm me down. Because my biological mother would take my medicine, so I would run out.
Morning,
So
John Boynton.
She would have a cup of coffee, and we're talking black coffee, no sugar, really strong coffee, and a spoonful of peanut butter. And I didn't want to drink it and eat it in front of the kids in class. This is third grade. They would have been mad. How come he gets coffee and peanut butter in the morning? And
Yeah, they're too young to
so I'd sit there and
understand.
drink my coffee, eat my peanut butter, and in the back of the class because I had a tendency of
Flicking.
not flicking,
running,
but
snorting? Did I hear
disturbing.
you say
Did you disturb the class?
One would
You
say I
snorting peanut
disturbed
butter.
the
a
class.
disturber of the peace.
I remember it was Beach Elementary. I remember that. I had the attention span of a flea.
Wow. So
Wow, that's small.
appropriated your Ritalin or whatever. Was it a hyperactive thing or
The mother.
Yeah, the mother did. I mean, she would actually give the school enough for me to take while at school, but
Thank
then
you,
the rest
John.
would be gone in like a couple
I'm praying
days.
for you, brother.
So, in the first thing in the morning, whenever I get to school, I'd be all over the place. All over the place. So, my teacher would give me coffee. And I don't know where the peanut butter came from, but I enjoyed it. I was like, all right, cool.
So,
But, of course, I'd
do you
go to
despise
breakfast.
peanut butter today?
I love peanut butter.
Okay.
I would go to breakfast and I would get
Peanut
the
butter and bananas. If you want to please Matt,
like
make
the-
him a peanut
like the
peanut butter
Cocoa
banana
Pebble type,
pie
the Cocoa
With
Pebble
coffee.
type cereal
with coffee.
Yeah.
with chocolate milk. I'd have that before going to class.
I put bananas on top of it.
Because I love bananas.
I hate bananas.
I did. I put bananas
what?
on cereal.
I hate
Rice
you know
Krispie,
I hate
you know.
bananas.
The crispy, the rice that's.
We love you,
always
Steve
crispy
Schultz. Have a good day. He says I gotta go.
Oh, Steve.
Brenda
Steve.
Lane.
You know what?
Gail
Honestly, is
Jones.
kind of amazing to me is the stories that people have, and yet they're still alive, functioning.
My buddy Phil Waterhouse.
And-
Welcome to
As
Potty.
normal, somewhat normal, somewhat
know,
normal.
There's
Human being.
some sort of compensatory resource that God's granted us that we can go through so many things, and we're still hanging in there. But we want to be more than conquerors through Christ who strengthens us.
Amen.
But it's amazing how we're able to survive so many negative things. It blows my mind that this world is still functioning at all with all
Sometimes.
oh yeah.
yeah.
With everything going on, this world needs duct tape right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, 2 weeks from today we got a big election, and
Man, is it 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
2 weeks from today.
Holy
boy.
smoke!
And
No
that
wonder
talk
people
about,
are acting really weird, really extra weird now.
This
Yeah,
is the
Mom.
most insane. I believe
Well, all the
and
events that are happening.
my wife's parents are both pushing 90, and my parents have passed away, but like they both say, they remember the Great Depression, they remember World War II. They both say it's never been so bizarre as it is now, so scary, really, in this country.
It is pretty scary. It is.
It is, and with 2 weeks away from the election, I think I'm seeing a lot of articles, and I'm seeing a lot of things on Facebook that now that it's getting so close, there's I'm hearing that there could be a bloodbath. I don't know if you believe that, but when I say bloodbath, I don't mean literally bloodbath, but I guess
I think it could be literal in some cases.
yeah.
Well, I
Depending
Pray
on
to
where
God
you're-
it's not.
Well, depending on where you're at.
yeah. Well, in the cities, New York City.
Did you hear that they were
Minneapolis.
trying to dismantle or get rid of the Washington Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, and
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
they
they're
want to
going to
bring-
try to tear. I don't know. It wasn't the mayor. I forgot who it was that suggested that, but they want to get rid of. I'm like, what?
They're trying to make the District of Columbia its own state for electoral reasons.
And get rid of the
And,
National Mall.
Is it Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, yes.
And what else?
Was it one of the islands?
Venezuela.
So they want to add states
Yeah.
that way it'll affect the electoral college.
What is that island? Is
Uh,
not Puerto Rico, but it's one of the Virgin Islands, or
well, you
Hawaii?
have St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St.
Yeah,
John's.
yeah.
The Virgin Islands. They want to make. Some people said they want to make that a state.
yeah.
Yeah.
They want it to be a true democracy. I believe the Democratic Party wants to be a true democracy.
Pure democracy.
So if
versus
we have
republic.
to have an electoral college, they want to rig it so that it is more reflective of the actual democracy, so the most votes win,
right
Yep.
versus
which is not a good
That
thing.
makes a lot of
That's
sense.
mob
No.
rule. It'll end up mob rule.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw a map of if they got rid of the electoral colleges, a map of how the elections would go. And there's California was like half the United States,
Yeah.
and then New York was like
another quarter.
another quarter,
Yeah.
and then Florida was another, and then
Texas.
People think they're so self-sufficient, they don't really recognize others for what they do and what they contribute and how actually people contribute to the life. We get so
Ray Bell.
complacent about a grocery store.
Jerry Miller,
But all of
Cheryl
those
Summit.
goods come from all around the world. And yes, the cities have the most people, but that doesn't mean they are independent.
Well, they don't feed us.
No.
The cities do not feed us.
No, they
and,
don't.
If you can't survive without food, and you usually don't get the best water out of cities either. They get their food and their water from outside the cities.
Yeah,
And then when you make it unattractive to provide food, when you make it so unattractive and so when you make the people who provide the food to the cities, when you make them and what they do so unvaluable and so like who cares?
Marginalized.
I have a can of food. I don't need you. You know what I mean?
right.
And they are like, well, fine. I mean, I can just grow what I need for my own family. I mean, fine. See ya.
They're
Goodbye.
finding people for growing their own stuff in their gardens, aren't they? Finding people for. I
It
heard
takes
that
so much acreage to supply one person's food for a year, for a full year.
no, I'm talking about their own personal garden, like in their own. People are like, well, we're going to find you because you're growing food in your own. That happened last year or not long ago, but did you hear about that? Where they were.
They don't depend. Most farmers, well, the farmers I lived with didn't supply all of their own food, so they depended on the economy the same way everyone else does. Except they did have their own for the different seasons, growing seasons. They would grow their own food then and have fresh food then. They would can some, but it takes a lot.
Right.
You know, when you got a family of 8,
Yeah.
it's a lot of garden.
Yeah,
Especially,
a lot of garden.
and then a lot of canning. The amount of canning.
I know
it
some
takes
people who are
prepare.
in Michigan who are farmers who grow their own food, but they're beekeepers, and they've got
Mike
like 6 to
Krimper?
8 people in their family.
Danny Patterson.
And it can, especially when the canning season, it can be really hard.
Yeah.
Especially
now,
if
is
there's
there
a
a
hard
canting
winter.
season?
Canning.
But I mean, if there's a canning season, there should be a canting season, right?
Yeah.
Right? Can and can't.
Yeah, cant season.
That was
yeah.
a dad joke.
Had to be there.
Yeah.
Wop,
was-
wop, wop, wop.
So
Aw.
we got hard times coming.
Yeah.
Amen. So let's pray for this election. Pray that God's perfect will. is
Yeah, you know
accomplished.
what? That's exactly it. God already knows. We don't know, but God knows who's going to be in office. We don't. We're praying to you, God, that He has and we have His favor. He has enough, it's His will.
That His will be done.
Yep.
You know,
All the way around.
people aren't in power without God allowing it. So yeah, duct tape. Duct tape can't
Need it.
fix the election, but it can fix a leaky pipe temporarily. It can fix stuff.
Jenna,
around
you
the
grow
house.
your own garden? Cool.
I don't know if it can fix your garden, but it can fix a tree.
Duct tape can fix a tree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe a tree house, but
No. Like if you have a tree that's split and it's not completely broken, it's still green, you put it back together and you duct tape it, and it'll grow back together.
Sweet.
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So duct tape
Like I
will
said, you learn
fix a
something
tree.
new every day, and today's been
Troy knows. I
definitely-
bet you've duct taped a tree or two in your life, haven't you?
Well,
Just say yes.
Yeah, he is.
It works. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you can use rope, tape, all kinds of stuff. But, you know, you want to make sure it's not super chemically. But duct tape will fix a tree.
I have been educated today.
You could actually wrap it in cloth and then duct tape the cloth and tape it really tight. And then it'll grow together. Just make sure you keep it watered and all that stuff. But it's amazing how that works.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, you can use
Remember that, folks. If you have a tree that's split,
a bicycle tire inner tube to fix a leg on like if you wanted to glue back together like a leg on a wooden chair or something, you know, the round ones.
oh yeah, duct tape does work.
Not duct tape. Talking about a inner tube.
Oh, inner
You know,
tube?
like you bring it around, tie it as tight as you can after you glue it, and since it's always got constant pressure on it, you know, whenever it goes in, it still holds that pressure. So and it works really well. Instead of clamping it, you can use a inner tube. But anyways,
there you go.
I remember that.
you can just grab it and like pliers there and twist it until it's tight enough.
Like the stuff they use for the peaceful demonstrators.
What's up next today?
What?
What do they call it?
Wow. It's non-flammable, folks.
Troy is now experimenting with forest fires in the studio.
Only you can prevent it.
It's like,
Thank you, Troy.
yeah, the wildfires in Springfield, Missouri started.
Started with somebody.
I can smell it.
Oh, you can smell the duct tape.
I'm getting a buzz.
Are you?
Grateful for the rain.
Whoa, dude.
Wow, is this what drugs does to you?
I've huffed a lot of things. Burning duct tape is not one of them.
I'm smelling it.
I don't smell it.
Not yet.
Oh, I smelled it.
Thank you.
That's because it's over here.
He who smelt it dealt it.
Oh, well, darn.
Sorry about that.
Awesome, Matt, Jana said.
Scott says duct tape works on big trucks
I was
too.
just about to
Not
say.
that
It
loud.
can.
Yeah, it does. You'd be surprised how much duct tape's on those things. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, I have seen that.
But they've actually got what we call 100-mile-an-hour tape, and it is actual duct tape. It's real thick.
Duct tape also works on
Silver.
mirrors.
I duct
And
tape
it's for plugging holes
the thing
in
that
the
covers your
trailer.
faucet outside for the winter. What do you call those things? The cup that you put over the faucet out. Yeah,
insulator.
Those insulators you put on the.
Athletic supporter.
Spigot.
Whoa, I hope not.
Oh, wrong cup.
Yeah, wrong cup.
You wouldn't want to use duct tape on that one.
Whoa.
He's duct tape on that one. All right, and on
TMI.
that note,
And
on
on
You wouldn't
yeah,
want to use
that
duct
note,
tape on
on
that.
that
everybody.
note, on several notes.
Man, boy, that went down. That spiraled downhill
Boy,
real
what
quick.
a way to go out this morning.
That's guy talk.
Man, that's nuts.
That's
All right,
that's men's shower room talk.
Help us, Jesus.
Help us, Jesus, indeed.
Duct tape was pleased.
So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here on the Morning Drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. So be sure and tune in next for something.
No, it's Spirit in America.
The Spirit in America. Is Randy here?
No.
Oh, but it's somebody filling in for him.
Yeah.
All right,
Spirit.
and followed by Crime Time with Dr. Steve Albrecht. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
Jeff with a G.
and this has been
The
Morning Drive.